Hello, I'm Lugatorix and welcome to my Rome Total War campaign, and it's a challenge as playing as mercenaries only with the faction of Egypt. So, I am trying to remember where we are at from last time, but I seem to remember that we are advancing through Turkey very quickly. So first of all, let's start up in the north and we'll work our way south because we have actually quite a big empire now. We did lose Palmyra, which is a bit of a shame, but the empire has expanded significantly since where we first started, which is good. So, and also this is one of the hardest regions to conquer. It's not in the whole game, obviously the Roman regions are, but let's say you start up over here, it's easy to take a large area of land, whereas over here it's a lot more difficult because we have a lot of settlements, but it doesn't look that big on the map, is what I'm trying to say. So, anyway, we'll get on to the Turkey situation. So, oh yes, I remember now. So, the Pontic army moved out of their capital, and for no reason. I don't know if they're trying to reinforce Nicomedia, but they just left it to us basically. So we now have that as our own settlement, and we have a spy who is probably more use over in this direction, so we'll get him moving. And then the army inside the city, if I can remember, can't quite click on it. Here we go. Oh yes, we moved the army out. Oh no, I think that was all we used. Yeah, that's all we used. The whole army. So fair enough. And then we have these two guys coming towards the city as well. They're going to be the garrison when the general moves out. So that's alright. Mazakar is fine. Tarsus is fine. And these troops are heading towards Nicomedia. A nice little force there. So yeah, Nicomedia is basically ungarrisoned. The reason we haven't gone for it yet is because there's a couple of Pontic armies. There's this one, and there's a big one over here. And as soon as we put Nicomedia under siege, they are going to attack. So my plan is to get a spy in Nicomedia and then infiltrate it without having to knock the walls down, meaning we can do it on that turn before the army comes over. We need to get a spy over there. Problem is we can't recruit spies in this area of the world, which is very frustrating. So we're going to have to get one over pretty much, and that is what we're doing with this guy. But it's going to take him, if I can click on him, probably at least 3 turns to get over into Nicomedia. 2 possibly, so that's alright. And by that point we will have taken Byzantium, which we are about to do. I don't think we can quite do that yet. We can. So we might do that just now. I think that was where we left off. We were going to take Byzantium. So inside Byzantium, 2 units, a general and some militia hoplites. Nothing too much to worry about, to be honest. The Thracians are kind of the Greek style armies, and those armies don't have good generals in comparison to other armies. And then the militia hoplites, they're not too bad. We can skirmish around them. We have a lot more troops. That should be fine. So we'll do that right in a second. Palmyra, unfortunately, couldn't do anything about that. But we are getting a diplomat over to Bostra, where the Parthians put us under siege. So hopefully we can bribe that guy before he takes Bostra. Because if he attacks, well, there's 2 units in there. 121 men. There's no way they're going to stand up to that Parthian army. Finally, over in the heartland of Egypt, modern day Egypt, the people aren't that happy because we moved the capital to Jerusalem. So we need to recruit some more. That's the first thing we can do. Just get some peasants and they're already recruiting peasants. And I'd also like, yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine for the moment. This settlement has a general in it. If he moved out of Memphis, would they be really unhappy? No. In which case you should probably go to Alexandria. I swear that made them less happy. Ah. I might have just given them the plague, I'm not sure. Oh goodness. The reason this area is not happy is because I've got the plague. I think I've just put him... This is the second time I've done that now. I've given Thebes and Alexandria the plague for no reason. But, okay. That was incredibly stupid of me. I didn't really think about what I was doing there. Let's just leave that for the moment. Although I think Alexandria righted last turn. No, it didn't. Okay, that's good. Because I don't want them to leave our faction. That would be disastrous. But first of all, I think the priority is the Thracians. We have declared war on them, and we need to take Byzantium before any reinforcements come over. Large town, which is pretty decent. So if we attack... I mean, honestly, we can probably just auto-resolve this. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. Let's see how many men we lose. 125. Hopefully some of them recovered, it'll be fine. I just couldn't be asked to fight that. It would have been more trouble than it's worth. Now, in terms of the population, well, large town, there's a culture penalty. We'll have to exterminate the people, sadly. And they're still not particularly happy, which is bad because we want to move this army back over to Nicomedia, but we can't quite yet. So they're just going to have to stay, although we can lower the tax rate. Get some paved roads in, land clearance, and a port. That's all basic stuff that we need. I'll do the port before land clearance, actually. And then in terms of this, first of all we need to repair the walls. That would make a lot more sense. Repair the walls. Is paved roads a priority? Possibly not. Let's get a port, paved roads and land clearance, and then Byzantium will be fine. In fact, they're a lot happy already. Oh yeah, we'll lower the tax rate. And yeah, that's pretty good. That's all things considered, that's relatively good. I don't think there's any mercenaries available. No, we used all them already. But as soon as we want to, we can get over to Nicomedia again. I would like this fleet to be a little bit stronger, but it's not, so that's a shame. But yeah, that's fine. It's all good. Okay, that's okay over in that situation. I'm pretty sure that's all we can do, really. Unless I'm completely missing something. Hatra's got a very large garrison in it, which don't know if that's really necessary. These guys probably would be better served moving elsewhere. So, for example, well, oh yeah, our next target was Palmyra. It's got quite a large garrison in it, though. We need to muster up an army. Problem is, there's no mercenaries in the area. So, we'll leave Hatra for the minute. No, in fact, I'll move on the generals over. Like this guy. Because we just need to get generals on the move. And you know what? He can put down a watchtower as he's here. Other than that, I think we are done. So I will advance turn and we will see what happens. Okay, so our diplomats moved across there. I can't remember why now. Seleucus didn't do anything. Neither did the Parthians, which is great. The people of Pontus put us back under siege. I don't think that's a large force, but we'll deal with it. Alexander's writing, can't really blame them. I've just given them the plague for no reason. So, candidate for adoption. Oh, yep. Yep, 22 years old, looks pretty good. Whereabouts is he? We'll look in a second. End of turn report, yeah, we've got all the money in the world. Death stalks the land, yep. Stoic philosophy, Faction announcements, okay. 10 Newtonman, oh goodness. He's 16 years old, judgmental, sober, lily-livered, that's bad. And no enemies, okay. Okay. He's not too bad. And he is over... Is this a new guy? He's already got an army. Oh, okay, he's in Tarsus, that's why. We'll sort him out in a second. Other than that, it's all fine. So first of all, priority. Let's have a look at this Pontic army. It's over here. It is the army that stupidly moved out. And it's actually a relatively decent force. 2 spearmen. Well, I say that. 2 Eastern infantry. Some more pikemen, hillmen. A couple of skirmishers. It's basically mostly spearmen with 1 unit of skirmishers that are very depleted and another unit of cavalry skirmishers which are also depleted. Not too bad, but there's a lot going on over here. Like too many agents and people, I can't really see what's going on. I find it's always a frustrating thing with Rome Total War. It gets a bit stuck if you know the city names in the way and all that. So priority, flipping hell, I really can't see anything. We have not a lot there and not a lot there. Essentially not enough to defeat that Pontic force. And I don't believe we have a diplomat anywhere nearby. And I also don't believe that they would surrender to a bribe, although it is a captain, so we could give it a go. We will recruit a diplomat, just in case. It'll only take 1 turn. But inside the city, we do have a general. Unfortunately, we have a spy, but he can't get out of the city, which is frustrating. I thought I already sent him out of the city, but whatever. What kind of walls do we have? We could construct better walls. 3 turns will... Yeah, that will do. Other than that, not a lot else. Obviously, we can't recruit. We're recruiting peasants, but we don't need them. I only recruit peasants to deal with public order, not actually to garrison the cities. So that would be cheating or just spam loads of peasants, in my opinion, even though they wouldn't do anything anyway. But yeah, this army here is not going to do a lot to that Pontic force. I really don't think it will do anything. So, in all honesty, they might as well just stay here. Bit frustrating, but okay. We'll deal with that in a second. Okay, this is the Thracian force, which has probably come back to take Byzantium, or try and retake it. They won't take these guys out of Byzantium, that's for sure. I swear we had I swear that spy, which we did move out the city, was meant to be coming over to Nicomedia, so he was actually really important. But now he's not coming over because he's stuck in our city. And as far as I can see, we haven't got a spy around here. There's no... Yeah, he's stuck in the city. That's really frustrating. In which case, do we have a spy anywhere else? We don't have any spies in the area, really. And Syra doesn't. The ship doesn't. He's a diplomat, so he won't be able to do much. We can't bribe the people of Pontus because that's their last city. They won't be bribed out of that. If anything, I want to have him over here just so I can keep an eye on these Pontic forces. He can act as a bit of a spy, really. Yeah, so they're the two armies. He can act as a sort of... Oh no, this is a Greek army, a couple of Pontic forces. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Okay. Well, I think priority is defending this area, but another priority is speaking to the Parthians, who are almost about to take Bostra, unless we intervene. So, basically, we need to bribe them, otherwise Bostra is theirs, pretty much. Let's see what they say. First of all, bribe them. If he's hard to bribe, yeah, okay, 58,000 is a lot of money, but to keep Bostra, it's worth it. Plus, I think we might get a general out of it as well. So, yeah, there's a hell of a lot of money. We've barely got anything left. But we now have Bostra. We now have a general as well. And a general who can pick up mercenaries. So, yeah, okay, we spent a lot of money. And we're down to 9,000. It's a lot. It's the first time we've been below 10,000 in a long, long time. But looking at the financial report, by the end of this turn, we will have 21,000 anyway. And we don't need to do a huge amount more bribing anyway. Because... that was the main bit of bribing we had to do. So, this is the thing. What do we do? Because I could move him up towards Turkey. The problem with that is the Parthians could just come straight back. I need someone to sort of defend these territories. And what I'm going to do, this guy Archimedes is going to be designated to sort of wander around here, pick up an army, and just use them to defend against the Parthians that come over here. And eventually he will take Palmyra. Because Palmyra's got a decent force in it, hasn't it? Yeah. The Seleucids won't talk to us, and we haven't got the money to talk to them anyway. So yeah, this guy can just wander around collecting mercenaries. That seems like a solid plan. That's what I want this guy's job to be. And he can set down watchtowers and stuff. He's going to wander around the Middle East, pretty much. Now, what's this army doing? Oh yeah, he's the general. He is indeed the general. Well, something he can do is step over here. Oh, collect some mercenaries. There's only one set of Scythians, but it's good enough. And also he can put down a watchtower. You can put it down just here. Just inside our territory. Because I want to have some view of what the Armenians are doing. Just in case. Because look at that huge Armenian army. Admittedly, mostly Eastern mercenaries, but still... a little bit concerning. So, yeah. And they will go for Hatra at some point. I guarantee it. He's got mercenary captain as well. Now, this force, it was going to go up there. It could possibly come up here to stop the Pontic force. It's going to take 3 turns. Well, he's going to have to... Oh, flipping. Oh, yeah, it's going to take 3 turns. I don't know whether they'll attack within 3 turns, but we're going to have to hope they don't. That's pretty much all we can do. As for the situation with Nicomedia, we need to get a spy over here as quickly as possible. Unless, I mean, this force, it could just reach Nicomedia from the south. What's Nicomedia even got in it? It's got 3... Right, okay, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to move this force, the whole lot, apart from... Oh, flip. Apart from... No. Apart from you 3, because you're a bit damaged. Head on the boat. Byzantium isn't happy, but it's going to have to deal with it. Head over here. Then, stand here, where they can't reach us, and attack Nicomedia. Now, we won't be able to get into the city,
Besieging settlement, sir.
but we will have 2 rams by next turn. We have to pray that this guy doesn't reach. It doesn't matter if this guy does, but if this guy reaches Nicomedia, we're done. Now, the good news is, if we take Nicomedia, we could possibly bribe this guy, because he's going to turn into a huge rebel army, because that is the last of the Pontic force. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Now, Byzantium's a little bit unhappy, and there are some Thracians nearby, so we do need to be a little bit careful. We will recruit some peasants, just to keep them happy. And also, I don't believe there'll be any mercenaries back, because the pool wouldn't have regenerated yet. No, so he can just go back in the city. I swear they were happy a second ago. Okay, fine. They're happy now. Well, happy enough, anyway. Not particularly happy. But we've got Byzantium. Nicomedia will be ours next turn. That's good. Yeah, the only bit I'm slightly concerned about is this. The only thing we can do is, if we take Nicomedia next turn, the Pontic force will turn into rebels. They'll probably still besiege this place, but they're rebels, and they'll be much easier to bribe. So, that's all we can do. That's our only hope, really, at this stage. So, that'll have to be done. Now, next up, Kydonia. This guy is just collecting mercenaries. That is now his job, is to collect Greek mercenaries. But this ship, full of the army, it's 5 units, 5 decent units, it has to be said, is going to head towards Rhodes. Do we want war with the Greeks yet, though? Or do we go to war with Halicarnassus, or the rebels? Oh yeah, they were under siege, weren't they? But we couldn't see what was going on. Okay, so that's not probably the best place to go for. What about this place? Sardis has got a decent force in it. I mean, look, I could take Rhodes, but I don't want war with the Greeks yet. Before they go to war with us, you know, I want to wait a little bit. You know, and I obviously don't want to just go over to Macedonia or anything. As for Pergamum, yeah, huge garrison. They could just come over and destroy us pretty much. Well, in which case, we're going to have to leave this force here. We'll put them back on the mainland. They're just going to have to stay here. There's nothing we can do about it. Until there's a good opportunity to strike one of these settlements, that army will just have to grow for a bit longer. I think that's all we can do over here. Now, Alexandria isn't going to revolt because they're up to blue happiness, which isn't great, but it's good enough. Memphis cannot be appeased with peasants, which is frustrating. In which case, well, you could do some public baths anyway. Unless there's a temple, which would be quicker to build. Our large temple of Horus will have more bonus to public order. Now, Thebes is quite happy. Could they move some garrison over? They could possibly. So, you go to Memphis. You go to Memphis. Memphis has now got a decent garrison. They're still not happy, though. Ah, there we go. So, at least none of these guys are actually going to revolt. Which is the only positive of this, really. Now, this diplomat's not going to do anything in Bostra now. So, he probably needs to head. He can either head in this direction, but that's kind of pointless. He's going to head up north. Just hang around this kind of area. We're going to need a lot of diplomats in the near future, I would imagine. Salamis is pretty happy. They've literally just done nothing forever. They could probably just grow with some crop rotation. You could probably get a palisade and then grow with some crop rotation. That would be nice as well. But other than that, not a lot we can do. I think we've pretty much done everything we need to. I probably want more diplomats in the region of Turkey, so you head over here. Antioch has a general in. Oh yeah, this is the new guy, isn't it? So what's his job going to be? Probably up towards Turkey, and yeah, we could probably do with more generals in Turkey area. So you head over here. No mercenaries. You just head over in this direction. You're going to be needed, like in this kind of direction, which is fine. Now, yeah, I'm pretty sure, unless there's a general here. Yeah, he's just wandering around, but that's now the job of this bloke. In which case, you take his mercenaries. And you can probably head up in this direction. I'm a bit worried about Hatra. So, if we try and avoid this general, we'll go up here. Right, I'm going to advance a turn because I want to finish the Pontic force off now. And then we'll see what we can do. So, yeah, I'll end the turn now. I think that's all we can do. Right, let's see what's going on. The Seleucids are moving away from Hatra. That's good. That's nice to see. I did see a Pontic force Right. So the small Pontic army has attacked us. It should be fine. Kind of wish I'd brought some of my skirmishers over from Byzantium, but I said it wouldn't be a disaster if the small force attacked us. So let's have a look. Captain Lucon, 3 Eastern Infantry, does nothing. That shouldn't cause a problem. And then we have the General, which 50 heavy cavalry is pretty tough. Some more Eastern Infantry, and then some chariots. I don't see any reason why we should back off, so I'm going to fight this. I think we've got some good troops. We've got some Thracians, some Bastani. The hoplites are good. We've got a couple of skirmishers still, and we've got a general who's basically a skirmisher anyway, because that's how I use him. So I think we'll do a good job. Right, so what's up there? That's a village. Okay, that's kind of irrelevant. How are we going to set up? Now, I'm trying to remember. The force that attacked us was Captain Lucon, not the garrison, I believe. So if he approached from this way, I think he approached from like the south. So if that's south, and the city, I would believe, is in this direction then. Not entirely sure, unless I can actually see it. Which I can't seem to. That doesn't look like the city to me. That's the sea. So they wouldn't have come from that direction, I wouldn't have thought. Right, we'll head over in this kind of direction. There's a nice, flat, open battlefield. It doesn't really matter where we set up too much. Now, we want a front line of... I mean, have a look at the Thracians. The Thracians are pretty good. I like the Thracians. They're good. They're good fighters. They haven't got any armour, really, though. That's the only problem. And then what about the Bastani? Pretty much the same, to be honest, but they've got good morale as well. So the Bastani are better. So we should probably have the Bastani... Right, what I'm going to do, nice line of these lads, like that, kind of nice and chunky, and then some hoplites, I don't know, spread out like that maybe. That seems not very efficient. We might move them. Now, chariots, well, you can just hang out here and you can skirmish. You can hang out here and skirmish. These guys can sort of hang out here and skirmish, and you guys can hang out there and skirmish. It's not the best battle line, to be honest. I'm not really sure how to use the Thracians and the Bastani, because I've never really used them before. Not often anyway, so I will see. Everyone can skirmish that can, and you can run and so on and so forth. Other than that, these guys just hold your ground for the minute until I tell you otherwise. Okay, so one force is heading here. Let's just pause for a second. One force is coming from that direction. Another force is coming from this direction. Now, I'm actually more concerned about this force because it has the heavy cavalry. And that's what I want the skirmishers... I don't want peltas against cavalry, though. The cavalry will be able to catch them up.
General.
Our general can deal with their general because he's got arrows. So I'm going to have him off fire at will and off skirmish mode because I'm going to save his arrows for the general. As for the Eastern Infantry, well, they can be dealt with peltasts and stuff. I'm going to let them come to us. I think that will tire them out. I don't want to particularly run over to them. I can, yeah, so those guys are coming from over in this direction, but I can't even see them yet. I can just about see their banners now. It's going to take a while for them to come over, but let's just... Okay, I don't know what they're doing. They're moving over to the right for some reason. These guys are coming from... I can't even see those. I can't even see them. I think I'm too far away. Nope, I have no idea where they've disappeared to. But these guys are heading in a very odd direction towards the sea. So you can go onto the eastern... like that. Now... you head out over here. You head out over here. I kind of want to encircle them a little bit. Like that. And then you head over here. If we can encircle them, pin them up against the hoplites and then encircle them, that'll be pretty good. Those two units are getting a little bit caught up in each other. Bear in mind there's 3 of these guys, I think. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to... Okay, you drop back a little bit. Alright. They are... Oh, right. They're charging them. So, you get a good charge in. Unfortunately, there's spearmen, which is a bit concerning. You charge, and you charge. See how this goes. The phalanx isn't really doing its job. Right, you get around here quickly. And get into them. They've broken already. Excellent. Right, they're about to be charged into. You head over here. Just got to keep an eye on this lot as well. Not sure where the other Pontic force is. It keeps disappearing. Okay, all three of them units are gone. Which is good. It's very, very good. Right, they're going to get away, a lot of them, that's the problem. You, as you're already there, you can chase them down. Otherwise, I don't think we're going to be able to catch them up. Nah, we're not going to be able to get them. They might flee back to the city, but honestly, if they do, we should be fine. So, I want to get into a formation again. All I want really is to win this battle. If they make it back to the city, which they probably will, then it's not the end of the world. Right, over here, like that. We're going to face these guys now, but yeah, we dealt with those. I mean, Eastern Infantry are terrible. I always complain about them. They're not good. So the fact we beat them so easily isn't much of a surprise. But the Thracians and Vistano did a good job. I'm quite happy. We took a couple of losses, but oh, maybe we didn't. Wow, we killed nearly 30% of their army by just charging into them, and none of us died. Pretty much, less than 1%, which is very, very impressive. But yeah, as I say, the main problem now is the general. So already I want my general to skirmish around their general. Oh yeah, fire at will. But no, actually don't fire at will. Fire at the general. That's what I want you to do. Oh, they're getting stuck. What are they doing? They won't die from that, but that's just stupid. There are side chariots, which are heavy cavalry. They're not missiles. My general should be skirmishing. Like so. Okay. I'm going to try and, bait their army into ours by just going back and forth with our general. We might have got a couple of... No, we didn't even get a couple of them down. Right. They're going to charge into our Illyrians, which isn't good. So the Illyrians need to get back. Didn't even know I had camels, to be honest. But the camels can go onto the Pontic force anyway. Sorry, the Pontic force, the heavy cavalry. But I want these guys to intercept this charge from the side chariots. I don't want the Illyrians to get caught in that particularly. Yeah, they're backing off already. Let's get the phalanx into that. Don't know how these guys are going to do. They'll probably take a few losses, but the side chariots have got very, very low defense. Okay, I think their general has got a missile attack, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, I particularly want you and you to focus on the heavy general, while these guys take on the side chariots. The side chariots should be nearly gone by now. Yeah, they're gone. They're outing. Good, 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 good. Okay. You go into the general in a phalanx. You guys, don't worry about that. You head around the side. We're going to try and circle them again. That worked well last time. You get over here. You get over here. Okay, we're going to try and encircle the general. The spearmen I'm not even bothered about. Okay, well spearmen have kind of got in the way there. Fine. You head round this side quickly. Okay, they've already broken this. Honestly, Eastern Mercenaries, one of the worst units. Right, there. We're going to encircle the general. I'm going to ignore them. You're still going in there. Fire upon them. You can fire upon them. Yeah, everyone just dogpile the general now because there's 50 of them. But the phalanx should do a good job. No, not that way, not that way. The general getting a bit caught up. Yeah, the general doesn't know what to do, but the phalanx needs to get its spears down. Right, come on, just get right in there. We encircle the general, he's gone. The phalanx is doing a pretty poor job in all honesty. There's a couple of units, there's a couple of bodyguard which got caught up in here, which is causing a bit of trouble. But if we all circle the general, he has been circled quite a lot. Side chariots have come back in. They've got a really good charge in there, to be fair. They got a very good charge. Still though, both units are broken. Excellent. If we could have got the general down, that would have been nice. Right. You, and particularly you two, focus on the general now. Don't worry about anything else. You get off firing, Will. I want you to fire on these two. Sorry, I want you to fire on the general. That's because I want him down. Other than that, everyone can literally just dogpile the Eastern infantry and they'll rout straight away, and then that'll be game over for the Pontic force. Yeah, that's a victory. I just want the general down now. So literally, everyone on the Eastern general, if you can. I don't know if they can at this point. It's heavy cavalry, so we possibly will be able to catch up to them, but I doubt it, to be honest. And the general have quite a few hit points. We've done a very good job though. We only lost 20% of our army. They lost 60%. The city won't be ours automatically, I don't think, because too many of them got back. But at least we severely weakened them. They're going to have a hard time defending our attack next turn, or this turn in fact, because this was the Pontic turn. Okay, but you know what? It ended in a clear victory. We got 300 kills. They got a few, but honestly, our army's pretty much fine. And we have nearly finished off the Pontic force. Unfortunately, their general got away. They will have a garrison back in the city. I'll be very surprised they let us take it now. I don't know what exactly has happened. That huge Pontic army's come over, but they couldn't reach us in time, and that is because we attacked the north of the city. So, the bad thing is, if we assault the city now, he's going to be there to defend it, isn't he? I believe. Flip. Faction announcements. Some pretty decent stuff. Plague in Macedonia. I don't really care. Hand pump. Nice. End of turn report. Yeah, if we attack Nicomedia now, I'll just do it quickly.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, we are outnumbered massively because of this guy, who has, I mean, not the strongest army, but it's good enough. It's good enough. Oh, that's annoying. We couldn't quite do it. I'm gonna have to back out of there. Yeah, the problem is we can't. So we can't assault Nicomedia. I can't see any way we could possibly do that. Okay, I have a plan. It's a crazy plan. It probably won't work. But I've worked something out. Well, I've not really worked anything out, but their walls are thin, basically, and we have 2 rams. If we rush the plaza quickly, we might be able to grab Nicomedia before the reinforcements get in, and they can't do anything. We'll close the gates on them. So I'm going to try this crazy scheme. Honestly, it probably won't work. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world, but this is our only chance of taking Nicomedia, because if we don't, that Pontic army is going nowhere. Saying that, the last big army that was outside the city did go somewhere. It went away, and then we took the city, but I don't think that army's going to be there for a while. This is why I didn't want to attack the city before that big army went, but I couldn't wait any longer. So what we're going to do, we're going to rush the city. I don't like doing this. I like to do my battles nice and carefully and all that. We are going to rush the city. 2 rams, like that. We're going to have literally everyone else, no, apart from these 2. Like that, and they're gonna everyone's gonna rush. Start the battle, pause. That huge army is coming from this direction. We need to be quick as hell. I don't think this will work, but you know what? There's terrible walls. We're gonna have to try. Rush the city, lads. Okay, frame rate is dying on the fast speed. They are now on the battlefield. We just need to get in the city really quickly. So, pause it. That ram's not going anywhere for some reason. Come on, lads. Move over there. You guys. That's better. Rush over here. And you guys should all be on fire at will and stuff. Like these people. All on fire at will. So all of you rush. Okay, I must not speed it up, because the frame rate absolutely dies. We'll just keep it on constant speed. We need to be as quick as... I don't think we'll be able to do this. But it'll be incredible madness if we do. Everyone's rushing over, unfortunately getting in the way of the ram, which isn't great. That ram's just not moving for some reason. Oh my god, guys, get out of the way of the ram. mean, the huge army is being pretty slow, from what I can see. So we might just have a chance. I don't think we will, but we might just have a chance. We're firing on some of them, which will just help. It will help. But I don't care about what's going on outside the city. I'm just going to rush the plaza as soon as we get in. It'd be incredible if we managed to pull this off. How far is the door? It's going down. 50% already, and that army is still quite a way off. Come on. It's nearly down. Right, I don't care how many men we lose. I just want to get in the city. So, what have they got actually on the plaza? The side chariots I'm not bothered about. They have, I can't quite see, 7 Eastern infantry, that's nothing. And the Eastern general, which is going to be the problem. So, all of you, quickly on the Eastern general. Unfortunately, we've only got 1 gate to funnel through because that ram just refused to work. These guys, take on them. You and you, take on them. Yeah, let's see how that works. Ah, don't speed it up, I forgot. Right, everyone's pouring in now. It's good. I actually don't even mind this general dies, well I don't want him to. He's going to skirmish, so he shouldn't, but the last general I skirmished did die. The Pontic force is getting ever closer. They are advancing pretty quickly. In fact, I can see them over the horizon. But if we take that plaza, we've got a chance. So yeah, the plan is, we distract the general. Okay, our general's going down quickly. Let's not do that. You get out of there. I don't know. You head towards the plaza. Everyone else, bar the general, are on these guys to distract them off the plaza. I don't even care about the chariots. Just literally go through the chariots. This is all about whether we can beat that Pontic army to the plaza or not. Well, as soon as they get in the city, yeah, no. As long as we have the plaza before these guys, I don't think we'll manage to do it in time, to be honest. Oh, this is hectic. One of you guys, you for example, gets the plaza quick. I want the plaza to be ours. Don't worry about that. I told you to get to the plaza. Swear down. Get to the plaza. Get to the plaza, get to the plaza, get to the plaza. They're backing onto the plaza now because nobody did what they were told. Nah, we're not going to be able to do this. You there, come on. One of you guys just get onto the plaza. I don't care who it is. They can't go around this way, that's why. They have to go through the general. That isn't a route. I don't know why, but that isn't a route to the plaza. Not the general. The general, get out of there. Oh my goodness. These guys are dangerously close. Come on, everyone, run onto the plaza and rush these generals. Right, one of our units is routed, that's fine. I literally just want to get this general down. He's down to 20. Like, what are these guys doing? They're all so slow. Come on. They're all so slow. This is going to be close timing. The general's done well. We now have the plaza. If we can hold it for the next 3 minutes, then we're fine. Now, if we take the general down, we can just... Right. That's... Nah, the plaza's not going to be ours anymore, because they're backed off to it. For goodness sake, lads, you need to get these guys down. There's 10 of them left. Okay, the plaza's now ours. We have 3 minutes. Keeps resetting, because the cavalry's being pushed on and off the plaza. How many of them are left? They're literally fighting to the last man. 6. Retreated, the plaza's now ours. Finally, their general's dead. Please, just get them down. And then all step onto the plaza. Right, now it's a matter of timing. Everyone onto the plaza. How about... They're approaching from all angles. Yeah, we just need to hold this for another 2 minutes and 40 seconds. If we don't, then yeah, there's nothing we can do. So now the general might be in a bit of trouble. I just realised he's all the way out here. Quite cleverly, actually, the general has skirmished these guys out. So their eastern general, which I'd quite like to get down, actually, this guy's doing a good job. He has distracted some of them to come out over here, so they're not all rushing the plaza because the general's out here. Unintentionally, that was a very clever tactic of mine. Now we have 2 minutes to keep the plaza. And these guys don't seem to be advancing. I don't know why, but they don't seem to be advancing, which is astonishing. Okay, just keep an eye on my general, because if he charges, then we're all screwed. The Pontic, okay, the Pontic, I can see that they are trying to enter the city now. These guys are getting a little bit caught up, but they are quicker than the heavy cavalry. They should be anyway. They are taking a couple of arrows, though, and they have basically no defence. Now, I'm mostly concerned about this force, which it does seem to be very quickly entering the city. Our general died. Not great, but you know what? He was a bit stupid from the off, so I don't really care. Can they not enter the city because we have the plaza? No, the gates are theirs. That gate is theirs. For some reason, these guys aren't entering the city. And I don't know why, but it's actually benefiting us. They are refusing to enter the city. I don't even mind if our general dies in the sacrifice. It happens. I mean, the percentages are terribly not in our favour. We have sacrificed a lot, but we had to do this. We had to do this now. Finally, they seem to be on the move, but yeah, okay. Finally, they've entered the city. Can they get here within a minute? Oh, this is going to be close. This is going to be close. They have 55 seconds to reach it here. As soon as one of them steps onto this plaza, that's it. It's game over. We've lost. These guys are already there. Oh, no, I don't think we're going to quite do it in time. Okay, we need to... Right, pause it. We need to delay them. Where's the phalanx?
Mercenaries.
Oh, the phalanx would be right there. Okay. You... Right, okay. How are all the entrances? You hold out here. Like that, and you're going to stand your ground. Oh, they're Peltas, for goodness sake. Right, Thracians, you go there as well. There, and hold your ground. You, what are you? You're flipping Peltas everywhere. Don't want Peltas, just one of you. How else can they enter the plaza? They can enter the plaza via this way. So you, come over here. And defend the plaza. And, I don't know, let's say you. You would probably be better. You defend the plaza from this way, just in case they enter any of these ways. We're going to try and delay them because that's our only hope, I think. It doesn't matter if they die, but if they delay them just for a couple of seconds, it might make the difference. 30 seconds. We've lost a building. That's fine. We have the plaza, though. That's the main thing. How close? So, yeah, there's a Pontic force here. It's only light cavalry. We should... Oh, it's Peltas this way. Come on. Okay, they're not coming over. 18 seconds. I think we've done it. I think we've done the impossible. With a hugely inferior army, we have managed to take the city, and because they basically were too slow, it's going to be ours. 3, 2, 1, and they're just entering now. My goodness, we'll end the battle, obviously. Whoa, that really was a close victory. We did sacrifice a general, Alexander Neos Dionysus, but absolutely worth it, 100%. We still have a huge army remaining, but it is our city because we managed to keep the plaza for 3 minutes. It's odd how that works, but you know what? It had to be done. So those armies now become rebel armies, I believe. I can just have a look. Yeah, we are surrounded by huge rebel armies, but we might be able to buy them off next turn, which would be good. We could enslave. We'll just exterminate. I can't risk the culture penalty. So heroic death. Yeah, he died, but he died to destroy Pontus, and that he certainly did. Now what we have to hope is this huge rebel army, rebel in quotation marks, because they're actually technically really Pontic, but they're not anymore because Pontus isn't a thing. We have to pray that they don't come over. If they do, that's pretty much, that's pretty much their city again. We'll get a diplomat quickly over. fact, I swear there was a diplomat. It's him. You speak to him. I want to see if we can bribe you possibly. That's going to cost a lot. We're not going to have that much money. No. We're not going to have that much money. We're just going to have to hope these guys go. There's a big Thracian force here as well. So, Byzantium... Oh, shit. There's no mercenaries available. I kind of need this guy in Byzantium, but I kind of want him in Nicomedia as well. But he can stay in Byzantium. We haven't got a lot of choice. Right. First of all, we can't retrain. We can retrain some of these guys. I don't really get how that works, but okay. So, retrain these lads. And we need to construct a proper wooden wall. That was one of the Pontic mistakes, for sure. So, yeah, that can happen. There's no army we can bring over. Nicomedia is so isolated. It's unreal. None of these guys can enter the city because of all the armies that are around. So many rebel armies. But Nicomedia is now ours, and we now control most of Turkey, apart from Pergamum, Sardis, and Halicarnassus. Sardis is becoming weaker and weaker, which is good. But I still don't think the force in Cadonia is big enough. Really? Oh, not you. Unless there's any more mercenaries, which there aren't. So, no. Alright, I think that's good for the moment. Yeah, the good news is we managed to do what we wanted in the Turkish region. Now, yeah, I want you just sort of heading up here. As for the spy, I kind of want him like around here maybe. Just keep an eye on the Seleucids. The diplomat didn't move, did he? Oh, okay, he just went a really long way. You diplomats probably... Oh, there's Parthians up there, so you can head up here. I'd quite like to negotiate a ceasefire with the Parthians as well, to be honest. Now, who are you? Stratovtomisa, slightly concerning, but not too bad. We might be able to bribe him off at some point. I think we're possibly coming towards the end of the episode. I'm just going to move a few armies around. We need to get some more armies towards the Nicomedia area. Like, this is good. Mercenaries are available. Cilician pirates aren't the best, but they're okay. They'll do a job. So yeah, you need to get over to Nicomedia. Oh, there's more mercenaries. That's great. Oh, barbarians. Still, mercenaries are mercenaries. Yeah, you need to head towards Nicomedia as quickly as possible. That would be good. As for up here, this army is now a rebel army and is no longer putting our place under siege, which is nice. We could possibly move that general out of here. Right, okay. Let's see this guy backs off if we attack him. He does, I think. Right, let's just quickly auto-resolve, clear victory, just go away. Oh, we got a man in the hour out of that. Captain Acorus. Good. We are short of generals because one just died, so yeah, we'll accept that. And now we have this guy, and there are some mercenaries available. Things are looking a bit better. So, what we need to do quickly is sort out the armies over here. You head over in this direction. Now, you don't need these lads to join you. So you... Oh, they can't quite head back. Next time, we'll head them back. You will also not needed up here. You're needed in the sort of Turkish region. So you and some Scythians can head over here. Like so. And, you know what, set a watchtower as you're here. I want to get some more visibility in southern Turkey because we barely have any visibility. Like sort of this kind of region. But there isn't a lot... There aren't a lot of spies or anything around here. But that's okay. It's really hectic up here. Look at all the different banners. But anyway... Yeah, I have to do. It's gone pretty well. It's gone pretty well. I want to focus on taking Palmyra down off the Seleucids at some point. We've got a decent force there. We are starting to build up a little army here, but it really is small. It's not a big army. And there don't seem to be any mercenaries around at the moment. Do there. No, okay. No, I have to do. Who's that mercenary? It's a mercenary diplomat. It's a Numidian. Yeah, it's going pretty well. It's going pretty well. I'm happy with how things have occurred this episode. I think this is going to be the end. So next time, well, we are going to focus on trying to build up an army. Probably the first target will be Halicarnassus. That would be logical. Although, yeah, they were under siege, but they won. And their walls are down, so now would be a good time to attack, possibly. I think the units now are quite good. I think for rebels, that is quite a decent army. And in Cadonia, we have an alright force. But it's nothing amazing. Mostly skirmishers. I mean, they possibly should just head out, to be honest, with their general maybe, and then he can head back to Cadonia later. So, you go along there, head out here, and this ship can head out towards Halicarnassus. I want to take it down. Unless, I mean... Oh no, it's now Seleucid. It's now a Seleucid force. The Seleucids did take Halicarnassus, but I reckon we can take it back off them, if we're clever. So, this ship could head, yeah, towards this direction, towards Halicarnassus. That would be nice. Possibly, and then focus on Rhodes as well, and then we can go into war with the Greeks. So that will be happening next time. Halicarnassus and Rhodes will be taken. And then we can focus on Pergamum, and getting these rebels out of Nicomedia would be nice as well. But we haven't got really much of the force until this guy comes over. So we need to hold out in Nicomedia until that happens. We did repair the walls, didn't we? Oh, there weren't any... Whatever. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back very soon with various videos. And I'll see you around.